know what time it is. When the homecoming comes around, everybody's excited. They're talking about the game that's going to happen on Saturday when it's played. You know, you got all the different events that's going on. Everybody's having a good time. But the real question is Alabama State mind focused on the game at hand, or are they out there getting their boogie on? Because you know Jackson State is coming into Montgomery to play them in this game, and they're looking to get some sweet comeback. Because remember the last time that they played in Montgomery against Alabama State, that final score was 35-28, in which Jackson State fell short. And you already know all the extra stuff that went on, you know, before and after the game. I talked about that in the previous video. Go check that out. You already know the hype around this game, especially with Jackson State bolstering up their offense and defense, as well as Coach Eddie Robinson Jr. having Mr. Davis come in from over Auburn University as their new starting quarterback on the team. So there's a lot of expectations in this game. But you know, Coach is going to go ahead and break down exactly what's going to happen this Saturday in this game. Let's get into it right after this. You know it's your favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leaders Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos. And tap in a friend or two and tell them to come on in. It's nothing but positive vibes. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. And last but not least, guys, we're on the road to 10K. So if you have not liked, shared, subscribed, tapped in a friend of a friend and told a friend of a friend to tell another friend to come on in, y'all need to make sure y'all do all that and let's get this thing handled because we're trying to get to 10K, baby. We're on our way. And I thank all of you that have decided to rock with me on this venture because without you, there is no me. But I tell you this, we got something good coming down the pipe for that 10K. Once we cross that 10K threshold, we're going to go ahead and do something special. You know, Coach, gotta do a little something for somebody out there. You know, that's just how I am. I want to do something. But I'm going to tell you this. I got to forget. Don't let me forget this. Make sure you got your post notifications turned on to all. If you haven't turned those post notifications on, please turn them on and make sure you click that bell and click on all so you get all updates on when videos drop for Coach Walker Tomorrow Leaders Sports Network. All right? But guys, let's go ahead and get into this thing right here because I'm going to get the ball rolling based on the comment that I made in the previous video about Crowley being a better fit in this game than Davis. And I'm going to tell you why. And that's the quarterback for Alabama State. Why I say this is because of the fact that Davis is 5'9". Crowley, I believe, is like 6'3", 6'4". He can see over the offense and the defensive line for Jackson State. Davis is going to have to roll out, you know, roll his pocket out either left or right when he's throwing passes down the field against that Jackson State defense. Not only that, but once he rolls that pocket out, there's going to be speed on those outsides that's waiting on him to come out there just to go ahead and knock his block off, to, you know, go ahead, sack him, or, you know, force him to fumble the ball. They pick the ball up and score. All I'm saying is this, is that this game here is going to be won in the trenches. And I'm just saying with Crowley in the game, Crowley has a quick release on throwing the ball. Sometimes Davis standing in that pocket and get to patting that ball a little too often when he should have let it go already. I know a lot of times quarterbacks be looking for that big play, and oftentimes that big play is not there. And because they've been hit too many times already in the game, they don't necessarily want to pull that ball down and run because they don't want to take another hit. That could be costly as far as them getting an injury. And I respect that. You're trying to live to play another down. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying in this game, I think Crowley would, you know, in those instances, as far as the measurables, I think he would have a better, I think he would be better suited for this game. And not only that, but watching him play in a few other games, I've seen how the offense is like a light switch just turned on with them when he's out there on the field running plays for them, you know, when he's QB1 in the game. So that's just my take on that as far as the comment that I made. And I wanted to make sure that I gave you guys that part up front right off the rip. But guys, you already know this game here is definitely going to be won in the trenches. You know, Jackson State has that defensive line with Gaddy, True Thompson, Josh Griffiths, and a host of others that's going to be out there playing as well. Jackson State's going to have that bad man, Aubrey Miller, playing that linebacker position, making sure that things don't get out of control out there on that field, especially with making sure that Davis does not get back, matter of fact, not get outside on him, but they're going to be making sure that daggone Davis ain't able to take off up the middle of the field and chunk him off, you know, hit him off for big gains. So you already know Miller's going to be waiting like a heat-seeking missile, waiting to jam Davis up if he comes across that line of scrimmage with that ball in his hands. So this is going to be a great chess match that's going to happen between the offense and the defense, between the Hornets and the Jackson State Tigers. Now, another thing you got to understand too, Davis has his receivers that he's going to throw to, Chenault and a couple other receivers that's out there on the field for Alabama State. Davis is going to definitely have to make sure that he knows where he's looking to go, especially with dealing with those Jackson State defensive backs, with Huggins, Cam, Bowden, and I believe they're probably going to have Shiloh back this week. I don't know if Nugget's going to play in this game or not, but you're going to be looking at some different athletes out there on the field that's going to really change up some things as far as what Davis is going to be seeing out there when it comes time for him to throw the ball to his receivers down the field. I do believe that Alabama State is going to use Santos as well as Ja'Cory Merritt more often in this game, trying to keep Jackson State keep Jackson State's offense off the field, because they know that their offense can get out there and put points up on the board in a hurry. So they're definitely going to be looking to find a way to try to manage the game and not just put this game in the overdrive and let Jackson State just go crazy out there on the field. Looking at what both of the offensive lines have been able to do for Alabama State as well as for Jackson State, Alabama State has allowed a total of 12 sacks on their quarterbacks. Now, in the 3 games that Davis has played in, Davis has been sacked 8 times. Now, Shedeur Sanders, on the other hand, through 4 games, he has been sacked 7 times. So now this is, like I said before, this game is going to be won in the trenches. Who's going to be able to impose their will on the other team's side of the ball, offensively or defensively, to make sure that they're able to punch that ball in for points on the board. I ain't talking about threes, I'm talking about touchdowns. Because you know when you get out there kicking a bunch of field goals, you mess around, you kick 2, somebody score a touchdown, what we got? Same thing like we had in the Orange Blossom Classic last year, where Jackson State won that game 7-6. I know y'all like coach. As long as we win the game, that's all that matters. I got you. But, you see some crazy things happen. So that's why I'm saying they're going to get out there this week. They're going to put them points on the board. But Shedeur Sanders got to be careful as well, because Alabama State, they got some ballers on their defensive side of the ball as well. They got Ershad Davis, defensive back. They got Maddox, defensive back. They got Colton, who is the linebacker. He is the engineer of that defense. So you already know he got to be accounted for out there on the field. If he is not accounted for out there on the field, he's looking to come destroy everything that Jackson State is possibly looking to run on offense. And not only that, but you got Gaddy. That's right. You got a Gaddy over there on the Alabama State side of the ball that's raising Kane as well on that defensive line. So there's things, everybody got to pay attention to everything that's going on. Assignments got to be met. Everybody got to take care of business in the manner in which they're supposed to. If not, this is going to be one strange, crazy game. People are really sitting there trying to figure out, okay, what do you see? What is one thing that you see is going to happen in this game that's going to stand out above the rest? I honestly believe that Jackson State is going to find a way to wear down Alabama State in this game, because there's too much depth that they have on their defensive as well as their offensive side of the ball at all of the positions, as far as the line, the offensive line and the defensive line. It's going to be a lot of cat and mouse in the beginning to see what's going on. I think later on in this game, this game starts getting out of control probably in the second half. Offensive coordinator for Alabama State allows Davis to just come out there and start trying to sling that ball around the field. It's going to be a tough game for Davis, because that Jackson State defense is looking to feast and take them passes back to the house. In that Texas Southern game, Alabama State ran the ball 52 times. And Davis only threw the ball 19 times. So I'm seeing right now, I believe that is the way that they're going to probably come out and play this game tomorrow, where they're going to try to slow this game down as much as possible with that running game, with Dunn as well as Davis pulling the ball down and running as well, putting him back, putting him out there, having the defense thinking that it is a pass play, and he pulls that ball down to take off. And you got Merritt and you got Howell, who was the other running back that was out there as well. So this is going to be real interesting to see how everything is sized up in this game. And then again, you got to remember also, they may try to use Jackson State speed against them, in which they try to use some misdirection to try to get Jackson State to get to come away from staying discipline as far as making sure that they, handle their assignments accordingly out there on the field. Get them out of their lanes, have them shift slightly left or right on defense so that they can run those plays to get those extra chunk yards where they, a play that should only go 3 yards, now it's going 7 yards, and it has them ahead of the chains. If Alabama State can find a way to stay ahead of the chains in this game could very well be close, real close, going into the third quarter, like mid-third quarter, then Jackson State gonna mash the gas. But if I had to put, everybody wants me to give a score on this. But before I give the score, let me talk about Jackson State offense. You got Savion Wilkinson, you got Shanti Marshall, and you got J.D. Martin all back in the backfield running the ball. I'm still waiting to see if Tyson Alexander is going to touch the field this season. Haven't heard or seen much of him, so wait to see how that's going to go. I believe Jackson State is going to stick to their game plan as far as with running the plays, running their offense in the manner in which they normally run it every game, and they're not going to let up off of it. I do think QB1, Shedeur Sanders, I believe he's probably going to throw for 275, probably 300 in this game. Jackson State will get this game. My score, I'm going to say, is going to be 31-10. And why I say 31-10 is because I believe Alabama State is going to find a way to slow this game down as much as they possibly can. Like I stated before, they ran the ball 50-plus times against Texas Southern. And I'm not saying Texas Southern defense is no slouch. They pitched the shutout against Southern University. So you got to take them serious as well. But I'm just saying, looking at what went on with them, what went on in that game, and not only that, but Davis' inability to complete passes out there on the field, complete passes against that Texas Southern defense leaves me wondering exactly what's going on with this offense. So, again, I honestly believe that this game here, Alabama State is going to try to slow it down to make sure that Jackson State put a monster number of points up on the board. But I got this game 31-10. Leave your score predictions down below in the comments. Let me know who you think is going to win this game here between Jackson State and Alabama State is going to be the giveaway game this week. And I'm going to have another game that we're going to do as well. So y'all make sure y'all tune in, tap in, tell a friend of a friend to come on in. We're on the way to 10K. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling, guys. But again, I appreciate y'all. But until next time, be the one and lead.